Hello everyone, we're going into the second match of a Kaladesh draft, and we have a bad hand, just blue mana, and all white cards, so we're going to mulligan that, and we're going to get another bad hand. This is one where if I can just like draw a land, and then scry, it's pretty good, but I think we still have to mulligan. Wow, okay, well we're going to keep that one. Okay, good. A plains on top does make this a lot better, but that was a pretty ugly series of mulligans. None of those hands were anywhere near keeping, really. Okay. So I play Eager Construct next. I think I probably do. Ooh, yeah, now we really need to. The bad thing is he can equip this. We're going to have to shut it down with Malfunction at some point because this thing is really scary. So he can equip it and make it so I can't really block it effectively. So that's kind of probably what his plan is here. Yeah, we'll take another land. Lets us cast Malfunction, so... Not next turn. Next turn all we can do is play Ninth Bridge Patrol, but still. So do you equip the goggles? Seems pretty great here to equip those goggles to your Long Tusk Cub. Yeah. So we're just going to take it. We'll just swing with our Construct. We're not going to block the guy, so... Play our very mediocre Ninth Bridge Patrol and end our turn. Probably play Malfunction this turn. We'll just take it again. What I want him to do is use all the energy before I put Malfunction on it, but I doubt he will. It's kind of a bad move to make. Well, now he has a place to use the energy anyway. Okay. Well, I think I'd much rather shut down Long Tusk Cub, who can keep making its own energy, than Thriving Rhino. So we're just going to cast Malfunction on it. And that's all we got. Can't block this turn either. So we're just going to take 3. Uh-oh. Yeah, Riparian Tiger's scary. What do we have? Nimble Innovator. Yeah, I feel like we're basically just dead, honestly. Maybe not quite, but we're pretty close. This having Trample's the big problem. Propeller Pioneer could buy me some time if this freaking thing didn't have Trample. I think I'm going to play the Nimble Innovator. Try to draw into something. Like Sahili's Artistry plus land. Next turn would go a pretty long way to helping us get out of this, but because we could copy like the Tiger and Eager Construct. So we'll play Nimble Innovator here. Well, that's not terrible. We do need to draw a land, but yeah, things don't look great. Big Trampler, big 3/4, yeah, lots of energy. Yeah. Okay. All right, so I think we just chump this and take 6. Yeah. Gives us a 2/2. Ooh, another Long Tusk Cub. Our opponent's deck is pretty sweet. What, another one? No, just moving your goggles. Okay, well, I think we just scoop. No reason to show them we've got Gear Seeker Serpent. Well, we can't cast it anyway, actually. But we can't survive another turn, so We won't. Okay. Not really anything good in our sideboard for this matchup. So, deck submitted. Maybe we won't mull to 5 this time. Well, turn 1 goggles. That means on turn 4 I will have a 3/4 Nimble Innovator that'll draw me a card. Could be worse. I guess I'll keep it. It would be nice to have a hand that I'm not like, don't feel bad about, you know? That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, our opponent's deck, yeah, it just has tons of sweet energy synergies. Alright, well, we did draw a spell that could come in handy against something like Longtusk Cub. Alright, well, we'll play this Blade Master. Of course, Longtusk Cub with Inventor's Goggles is a whole different thing. Okay. Well, drawn pretty well this time. We kept a bad hand, but we've drawn nothing but spells, which has been great. Well, we're going to attack with Vidalcan Blade Master. And then we're going to play Nimble Innovator. Playing it as a 3/4 that draws you a card is pretty awesome. Why doesn't it just do that already? Just kidding. Obviously that would be too good, but pretty nice right there. And we'll end our turn. So we can go Self-Assembler, Self-Assembler, which isn't terrible against something like Riparian Tiger. Welding Sparks, okay. Feels pretty good because of the fact that it's a 2-for-1 basically. Like he had to kill my Innovator. Yeah, so we're going to attack and play Self-Assembler. But he killed my Innovator when I already drew a card off of it, you know. Get our other one. And end our turn. So Riparian Tiger could be coming down. Yeah, it is. It's a little bit more of a problem, but I think I attack with my Self-Assembler. And I'm actually going to play Glint Nest Crane and Foundry Inspector. Instead of another Self-Assembler here. Alright. Not the most exciting artifact to get, but I did still draw a card, right? So now I can go Foundry Inspector, Eager Construct. So we're going wide all of a sudden. And yes, please. We do want a Gear Seeker Serpent. Do let our opponent scry, of course, but that's okay. And we'll end our turn. The question is whether or not our opponent's really in a position where he can attack with that Tiger. He probably is. Still. But it does get a little riskier when your only blocker's a 1/2. I mean, he may play something else. He may well play something else. So Gear Seeker right now is going to cost 3, which is just awesome. Still can't play Self-Assembler and Gear Seeker next turn. Oh yeah, I can, actually, because he'll go down to costing 2, theoretically, should my Self-Assembler resolve. And have all these artifacts in play still. Hmm. Probably Harness Lightning, but I mean, I guess you can kill a self-assembler with it. It's probably what our opponent's thinking about using. Which does make playing the Serpent a little worse, but you know, if he has to use it on that, that still means I have 2 self-assemblers or whatever, you know? Yeah, we'll just take 6. Opponent knows one of the cards in our hand is self-assembler. Yeah, important to remember that he can do that to us at some point. Okay, he's probably going to kill my Foundry Inspector, I guess. Right? Yeah. 1 do it, and then 1 do it. Yep. Okay. Still has another 1 he can do with this. But now he's open to taking 9 this turn at least. Killing that artifact does make it so I can't play Self-Assembler and Gearseeker Serpent this turn. Because now you cost 4. So if our opponent can make a bunch of energy, he can potentially just do 12 to us next turn, but that's assuming we don't have another creature in play. And we will. Still, it may be fine to leave back like Glint Nest Crane just to be cautious. That 1 damage isn't going to make a huge difference. So okay, Welding Sparks. Yep. I'm glad I didn't move the goggles to it, because that would have been ugly. Gearseeker costs even more now, but that's okay, I guess. If I'd played it first, I would have also been able to equip Inventor's Goggles to it, but alas, it's not what I did. Oh yeah. That's some big damage. 7, you say? Okay. Can my opponent make enough? No, there's no way. I'm just going to take 7. Ooh. It's obnoxious. Okay. Well. So I think we can basically, we can probably attack with the Blade Master and the Eager Construct here, play Self-Assembler, and then move the Goggles to Gearseeker so it can block this thing. Yeah, so well, maybe I just attack with the 2/2 power creatures. Yeah, let's do that instead. He can theoretically block and then burn this out, but that's the last of his energy too, so it's sort of a... Yeah, and we'll keep our 1/3 back who can block these effectively without any help. All right. Deal. then play our self-assembler. Don't have another one, but we will do this. So we got a 6/8 blocker now. It is looking pretty good for us, barring our opponent having just drawn some epic bomb. Okay, well, we're just going to throw everything in front of that. That can block it anyway. That does mean he can take down Self-Assembler and Glint-Nest Crane if he wants to, but just in the event he had removal or something to kill our one blocker, like, that would have been pretty ugly. He can use the Fireforger's Puzzle Knot to finish off our Serpent, but that's okay. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Fine by me. Okay. Yeah, we'll put the goggles here. Just attack with everybody. All right. And we'll play a P-Foul for good measure here. Seems like we may have ground out the win on this one. Gearseeker Serpent, again, like, definitely important, but again, didn't win us a game. We haven't won a game yet with it, funnily enough. All right, on to the third one. Yeah, we drew incredibly well in that game, given how terrible our opening 7 were. I mean, it could have been worse, but this is a solid hand, at least. I mean, I don't love it, but we have a mix of spells and lands that I like. None of the spells especially exciting, but they're fine. So, yeah, we'll let our opponent scry. Oh, yeah. I'll take it. Gives me a turn 3 play, for one thing, which isn't something I had already. Ooh, Gremlins. They're going to be good in our opponent's deck. Foundry Inspector. End our turn. Probably play the Innovator next. Wow. Yeah, that was one thing we didn't have to deal with in the last game, was the Long Tusk Cubs, and now we're looking at 2 of them. Okay, well, we can play a Gearseeker Serpent next turn, at least. I'm going to play the Innovator. It gives us something that can just trade for a Long Tusk Cub, which I don't hate. If he ends up being able to produce energy, we're in trouble, and maybe I should have played Weldfast Wingsmith because of that, but yeah, we're just going to pass. Actually, we didn't see a ton of artifacts, huh? We saw some. Energy is more of the theme. So Salivating Gremlins doesn't actually seem great in our opponent's deck. Seems solid. So do you make a bunch of energy here and make me cry? You probably do. Ether Torch, Renegade, or something. No, just Welding Sparks. Okay, well, I'm actually okay with that. Mostly. Yeah, we'll take 2. Okay. Unfortunately, yeah, he keeps killing my artifacts right before I play a Gearseeker Serpent, but we do have impeccable timing. So is it worth it just playing like Ninth Bridge Patrol here and holding up impeccable timing? I think it probably is. So theoretically we can still kill a Long Tusk Cub. Damn it. That thing is so good against our Ninth Bridge Patrol. And when you have salivating gremlins, it's good too. Probably use impeccable timing on the gremlins if it attacks here, which makes me kind of sad that I'm not using it on long test cubs, but he did play the cubs kind of late. It's like he drew them back to back on like turns 3 and 4, which is definitely annoying for our opponent. I mean, they're still good, but you know, you really want to be drawing them much earlier. Like, you know, have them on turn 2. All right, that's it, huh? Well, I think we play Gear Seeker and end our turn. Had to pay 6 for it, but, you know, still a pretty decent rate, I guess. Not the ideal one, but... God, these Riparian Tigers make me sad. Okay. I think I'm actually going to play the Wingsmith first so that I can at least give it flying later. Of course, I may just triple block Riparian Tiger, in which case it doesn't really matter which of these I play because I can play him, have 3 power. Probably better to make it a 3/3 actually because of the puzzle knot. I think I'm going to play the Wingsmith though. I have the mana available to me. Oh, I can actually play both. What am I talking about? So yeah, we're going to do that. Just empty our hand here. We're going to go with the counter. And we're going to end our turn. So the cool thing for us now is that if our opponent does decide to attack with this tiger, we obviously just like can win the race, but it depends what our opponent does here. Yeah, that's going to help him some. Do you attack with your tiger? No, you don't. Awesome. That's a really good draw. Self-assembler, give Wildfast Wingsmith flying. Get another self-assembler. Attack for 3. And we'll end our turn. Too bad we don't have 3 self-assemblers right now, huh? That'd be nice. If he draws a Renegade, we're in a little more trouble, but we got, in the earlier going when all we had were 2/2s to block these, we would have been in a lot of trouble. Now, we're not in a huge amount of trouble. Just give me all spells, deck. That's what we need. And Self-Assembler and like Glint Nest Crane are the ideal ones to draw, really. So we drew, because, you know, it sort of makes it feel less like you're in top deck mode when you're drawing cards off your creatures, like we did. He's going to attack with his tiger. I think I just take it at this point. It just gives me, I can attack with my self-assembler next turn now too and not really be worried about it. I think I go to 12 here. Yeah, he's out of energy now too, so we'll just take it. You can even attack with these things and not be that worried about it, honestly. Good chance he has something like Welding Sparks, but yeah. So we're going to play our other self-assembler to give our Wingsmith flying. So we're going to attack with self-assembler. We're going to attack with Wingsmith. And I probably can attack with one of these. think keeping the artifact has a little more value because of Gear Seeker Serpent number 2. So, yeah. Attack with all those things. Probably has something to kill something. Oh yeah, he's got that. Does make my blocking worse. Wait, isn't that only 5 damage? Oh, he's going to use his puzzle knot too. Oh no, it was enough. 3, 4. Oh, servo token. Yeah. We still have okay blocks. We don't have great ones, but we have okay ones. I am fine with that. All right. Also fine with that. So I can double block this with these two, obviously. But I was sort of in a situation where he had the puzzle knot, so he could just kill them both. But since he used his puzzle knot, he can't now, hopefully. Thriving Rhino. Yeah, I kind of forgot he like needed energy there. It's too bad he got it. Bad news is he has to decide if he's going to use it on his tiger when he attacks. Bad news for him, I mean. Yeah. That's great. We're going to play Goggles. Going to gain Flying. Going to equip the Goggles to our Flyer. Attack. And then move the Goggles to Self-Assembler. All right. Well, for as much of a train wreck as this draft started as, this deck has actually been pretty solid. We have drawn really well at times, but we also had some pretty garbage hands. So probably all evens out. This deck, you know, it's been working. Wildfast Wingsmith doing work, funnily enough. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the finals. Maybe we'll even go 3-0 with this thing.